Hi, welcome to Google Contact Labels, also known as Distribution List tutorial. This is for manual entry of names and emails.
If you're on this tutorial, this is if you are entering in your contacts by hand. This is good for adding distribution lists or contact labels comprised of people in your district. And it is also good if you have a parent list where they have handwritten their emails and you are typing them in. All right, so here we go. First things first, you can start from your email or you can start from any of your Google apps. All of them should have a little 3x3 array in the corner or a waffle, and you can get to your contacts from there. So they are right down here with a turquoise with a little white person in there. Once you select that, it may take you to this screen, which is Google Contacts, but they also have a new beta version that they have out there that's a little bit easier to work with. And in that case, I would go to Try Contacts Preview. Once you select that, it should take you to a Google Contacts that looks a little more streamlined like this. So here's your Google Contacts. Once contacts are entered into this or contact labels, they are accessible from every single Google application. And I will show you how that works after we're done adding in a list. So first things first, we need to create a label, or also known as a distribution list. If you are creating a label for a group of people in your district, for example, maybe the 4th grade teachers in your school or in your district, however, select that. You may be tempted to use this little plus sign down here in the bottom right hand corner, but that's only to add people that are out of our system. If they are in our system, they are in over here on this left with the little city buildings called directory. But the best way to find them is right up here in that search toolbar. So let's say I'm adding 4th grade teachers. I know that the teachers I'm about to add are not all 4th grade teachers, but I'm just going to randomly add some. So let's say I'm going to add Karen Jump. She already has her information in there. I can click these little triple dots to double check that I want her in 4th grade teacher label. So I check that. You'll know if there's a check mark by it, they are in that label. The cool thing about labels versus distribution lists is that you can put teachers in multiple labels. So I'm going to click off that. And if I go back in there, she should be there. So I keep doing that and adding teachers. Have you know I am adding teachers that I do not know who they are. Check. And you can build your distribution list that way. Now, if you want to just completely get rid of old distribution lists, maybe they're from last year, just hit the trash can, hit delete, there you go. All right, next, let's say you've had open house and your parents have written all of their emails and information out on a handwritten sheet and you need to create a distribution list for them. So I'm going to create a new label. I'm going to call it Class of 2017 to 2018. And here they are. So right now it's empty. Since the majority of your parents are going to be outside of our school system, you are going to use the plus sign over here to add a new contact. If you do have a child whose parent works in the system, you will find them and come back up here if you would like to add their Madison City address. But for the most part, I think you're going to be adding right here. So I'm going to click Add New Contact. And let's say my student's name is Shannon Simmons. And her email is 30littletoes@AOL.com. And this label is Mother. You can add as many emails as you want. So let's say this is Father. So I have the student's name here, and you can organize this any way that you would like in the multiple emails. I'm going to hit Save. And you see that it's populated into my Class of 2017, 2018 in the background. If you don't see that, just another way to make sure is to come over here on the three dots, click More Actions, and double check that Class of 2017-18 is checked. If it is, good to go. If it isn't, so I can take them in and out by just selecting it. And I can put them in multiple different labels. So if I need to add another parent, I just add that. There's a student. And I'm going to add another email, just so you can see it one more time. I'm going to say this is the dad, and I'm going to hit save. Once again, just double checking, yes, they're in Class of 2017-2018. I will continue doing that until I have my whole class in. On any of these, you can go in and add also, hit edit, and you can add in phone numbers and notes on the student, anything that you need, and it should all be accessible from anywhere in the Google Suite. So I've created a distribution list for the Class of 2017-2018. I also have labels here for groups of teachers. So as a teacher, maybe I'm going to pop out of here to a Google Doc. And maybe I'm working on a project here. And I'm working on it with the 4th grade teachers. I want to have this document accessible by all the 4th grade teachers. So from here, I'm going to hit share. What's really great is that I don't have to go in here and hand type that whole distribution list. If I want to send it to everyone, see, it shows up as my contact label, as my distribution list contact. If I'm sending this to all of the elementary media specialists, since I already have a contact group or a label made for them, I just click that and it automatically sends it to all of them. I can write them a note and hit send. It will show up in their email as a document has been shared with them, and it will automatically show up in the shared with me section of their Google Drive as well. So that works on Google Slides, Google Docs, everything, Google Forms. So once you have a group label made or a distribution list, it works as a shortcut across the whole Google Suite. One last thing I wanted to show you, now that you have your distribution lists created, when you go to compose an email to your entire parent list, for example, I've got Class of 2017-18 already loaded in here. Let's say I have 25 kids. Each of those kids has multiple emails. If I just hit 2 and I put that in there, it will only send to the very first email that you put in the contact list. So that's not usually what you want. Usually, if you're blasting an email out to your parent list, you want everybody on that list to get the email. So more than likely, you're in blind carbon copy. So if you would click on it and then click on it again, see how it says you can select contacts? It's just one extra button. So go find the group that is that you want to send it to everybody, Class of 2017-18, and hit select all. So notice that Shannon Simmons here has 2 emails. If I had just simply sent out the email to Class of 2017-2018, it would have only sent it to her first email. But since I went in here and I selected all, it will now send it to every single email that's in all of your class contacts. So that's kind of important if you would like every parent on your distribution list or your label to receive the email. So once again, you wouldn't just type in Class of 2017-18 here. You're going to have to select blind carbon copy. You're going to have to go find that, and you're going to need to select all. That's how you're going to get all of your emails in one group. Alrighty, that is it for today. So just as a quick recap, in your Google Contacts, adding a label, create a label, that is another name for distribution list. If you are adding people that are in our system, you will add their name up here on the bar. If you are adding parents or people outside of our school system, you have to add using the red Add New Contact button. If you have any questions, you just let us know. Thanks.